Hi there, I'm Marley and this is the final Marley's virtual Fitba Roundup of the season. Every game, every goal from the weekend, which is all 29 of them. You're joking? I'm no joking. 29 goals for us to get through on FIFA, although I have taken the initiative to trade out all of the corner goals for absolute screamers because it's the last roundup of the season and I'm on holiday mode just like some of the defenders in the SPFL have been this week. We'll also be looking at some of the key players in the SPFL stats and Football Manager at the end, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, we kick things off with Partick Thistle versus Hamilton Aggies. Chris Doolan put Partick ahead on the 3rd minute with a header, but Brophy equalised for Hamilton from the penalty spot just 7 minutes later. Amu scored another header for Partick just 9 minutes after that, but then a nice goal to make it 2-2 just 1 minute later. Bizarrely only 20 minutes in, 2-2 is how this ended. I guess both teams just remembered how to defend after that. Over to playoff bound Kilmarnock versus relegated Dundee United now, and Durnan opened the scoring from a corner just 12 minutes into the match. I promise it was a corner. Higginbottom equalised for Kilmarnock on the 27th minute though, and Obadiah made it 2-1 just 7 minutes later. Everyone just must have been chilling out until the 73rd minute when Simon Murray went in off of this and scored 2 nice goals, one on the 73rd minute and one on the 82nd minute, his second being this nice curling effort much like his hair. Suter made it 4-2 on the 86th minute, and that's how Dundee United ended their 20-year stay in the Scottish Premiership. No more jokes from me regarding that, they're all done. D were away to Inverness and these two teams knew how to defend until the second half when Story put Inverness 1-0 up in the 61st minute. Devine then made it 2-0 8 minutes later from a corner, yes, from a corner. Draper made it 3-0 2 minutes later, and Richie Foran scored the last goal of the match from the penalty spot to make it 4-0. We're only just halfway there now as Hearts took on St Johnstone at Tynecastle. Liam Craig opened the scoring from the penalty spot just 9 minutes in. Nice one Liam, just a wee easy one for me to start with. Cummins scored just 3 minutes later to make it 2-0 from a corner, just one of their ones again. But then it was Hearts' turn to score next as June pulled one back for Hearts just 5 minutes later. And Shaughnessy scored an own goal just 3 minutes after that, and just like the Partick vs Hamilton game, the scoring was over after 20 minutes, really strange. We're getting there, trust me. Up to Aberdeen now as Ross County were visitors to Pittodrie. Graham keeping it easy for me with a wee penalty opener in the 23rd minute. Shock scored a belter of a goal which I couldn't really do justice, so here's an alternative belter of a goal which looks nothing like it, but I'll just do that because I felt like it. In the second half, Boyce made it 3-0 with a header in the 68th minute, and Wood scored an absolute screamer 10 minutes later to cap off a staggering 4-0 win for the Staggies. And finally, Celtic, the champions, took on Motherwell at Celtic Park. Kieran Tierney scored the first of many, spoiler alert, on the 21st minute with this nice strike. Rogic got himself a tap-in for 2-0 in the 26th minute. 2 minutes after that, Lustig scored a header from a corner which kinda looked like this. A wee bit. Stuart Armstrong scored this belter bang on 50 minutes to make it 4-0. It was 5 with a Patrick Roberts place strike. I like those because they're just so easy to recreate, I must say. Ryan Christie made it 6-0 on the 59th minute. And then for 7, Jack Aitchison scored, however he's not in FIFA, so instead I passed it on to Emilio Ezagiri for a laugh. Oof, I'm ready for a lie down after that, honestly. Before I go, I just want to have a quick look at some players who've always seemed to pop up during this series. Lee Griffiths, of course, the league's top goal scorer with 31 goals, could see a decent jump up in his stats next season. Stephen Lawless of Partick, now I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like this guy's just always scores from outside the box pretty much every other week. Just about all his goals I've had to recreate in this series have been absolute belters from outside the box. He should definitely have a higher long shot stat next season. Kane Hemmings, another player who's featured heavily in this series, seeing as he is the league's second top goal scorer. Another player who could be doing with a wee stat boost. And finally, a special shout out to Johnny Hayes. Aberdeen have made life very tough for me at times during this series with their endless goals from crosses, largely down to this guy. So, cheers Johnny. Anyway, the credits are now basically rolling for the end of this season's Virtual Fitba Roundup. I just want to say a quick thanks to everyone who's shared and supported the series, and of course thanks to BBC The Social for giving me this opportunity to do this series. It really means a lot to me. Hopefully we'll have some more big games next season to virtually round up. Have a nice day and I'll catch you later. Bye.